All right, let's dive right into this explainer, where we're unpacking the absolute ultimate blueprint for taking control of your career in a world that is, frankly, shifting beneath our feet. If you've been feeling that itch to change paths, but looking at the current job landscape feels incredibly intimidating, well, you are in exactly the right place. We are going to break down the psychology behind career changes and, more importantly, the actual tactical steps to make your pivot happen safely. Because as artificial intelligence completely reshapes the job market, you really have to ask yourself, are you prepared to adapt and pivot? Over the last couple of years, AI has spread like wildfire through the corporate world. It's got a lot of us wondering if our daily tasks are just going to be automated out of existence. Honestly, it's the massive elephant in the room whenever we talk about future-proofing our careers today.
But hey, don't hit the panic button just yet. According to recent LinkedIn data, while AI is absolutely fantastic at handling those repetitive administrative tasks, it totally lacks the human touch. It doesn't have a human brain. This makes your personal adaptability, your flexibility, and those uniquely human problem-solving skills literally more vital than ever before. To survive and thrive, we really need to double down on what machines simply cannot replicate.
Okay, move into Section 1, Confronting Career Change Fears.
Now look at these 5 fears. From the financial anxiety of paying the rent, to feeling like you have this massive skills gap, or even the dreaded age factor, thinking you're just too old to start over. Let me tell you, these are entirely natural psychological barriers. You absolutely have to acknowledge them before you can move forward. It's totally normal to think, no way, what if this completely flops? The trick here isn't to just ignore the fear, it's to build a strategic plan right around it.
Which brings us to Section 2, Your Transition Action Plan.
So what's the actual roadmap out of that feeling of stagnation? It kicks off with real self-discovery, figuring out what you actually want to do, followed immediately by creating a 6-month financial buffer. Think of that buffer as your personal safety net. From there, you go out and grab the specific knowledge or certifications you need, build up your network, and get your hands dirty with practical experience. And yes, embracing the transition might mean taking a slight pay cut at first to get your foot in the door of your dream field.
Let's bring this to life with an inspiring case study. Nasser was a former English teacher who completely transformed his career. And here's the best part. He didn't just toss his past experience out the window. Actually, scratch that, he used it as a launch pad. He realized his core teaching skills, like critical thinking and analysis, were incredibly transferable to the business world. By finding that bridge and getting the right certifications, he successfully pivoted into a dynamic role as a business analyst, a real game changer.
All right, let's jump into Section 3, the ultimate resume blueprint. We all put so much pressure on this one single piece of paper, don't we? But here's the secret. Its literal only job is to get you in the room for an interview. That's it. It is a marketing tool, not your autobiography. You've got the skills, you've got the plan, but now we've got to package it in a way that makes hiring managers actually sit up and pay attention.
To actually score that interview, you have got to keep the formatting brutally simple. We're talking basic 12-point font, minimum half-inch margins, 1 to 2 pages max, and absolutely no fancy art or designs. Why? Because complex graphics just confuse modern AI applicant tracking systems. Plus, human hiring managers, they typically spend maybe 10 to 20 seconds scanning a resume. Tops. You need to make it incredibly easy for both humans and machines to read at a glance.
Which leads perfectly into Section 4, choosing your resume format.
Okay, here are the 2 heavyweights. If your recent jobs don't directly match your new goals, the functional resume is going to be your best friend. It lets you put those juicy, transferable skills right at the very top. On the flip side, the chronological resume lists things in reverse chronological order. This is the one employers naturally prefer to see, but it's really best if you've had a steady, traditional career path in just one industry.
But what if you kind of want the best of both worlds? Enter the combination resume. This beautifully merges functional skill groupings with your actual chronological work history. It gives employers that timeline they crave while still proving you have the specific competencies for the new gig. Now, fair warning, it is highly tailored and definitely complex to build, but it is an absolute powerhouse format for career changers.
For example, check out how this clean, professional layout uses whitespace. You want to prioritize your absolute most relevant information right at the top. Group your professional profile, your education, and your experience using very crisp, clear bullet points. And remember, focus on observable accomplishments, not just a boring list of your daily duties.
Flipping over to page 2, this is where you can bring in additional work history and, this is crucial, community involvement. You should absolutely celebrate volunteer work. Format it exactly like your paid jobs because, let's be real,
Skills are skills, regardless of whether you got a paycheck for them or not. Finish it off by cleanly listing your carefully selected references. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. AI is radically transforming what employers value, making your unique human adaptability your absolute greatest asset. So please, don't let the fear of change keep you paralyzed. Look at your past experiences, not as some cage locking you in, but as a toolkit of transferable skills just waiting for a new challenge. So, are you ready to take that first step? Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.